In the beginning, economic activity was simple. People traded goods directly, no money was involved. This was the barter system. For example, a farmer might trade wheat for a pot made by a potter. This system worked well in small communities. Everyone knew each other and trust was high. However, as communities grew, barter became difficult. What if the potter didn't need wheat? This problem led to the search for common items that everyone valued. These items acted as early forms of money. Shells, beads, and even livestock were used. Eventually, metal coins emerged. They were durable and easy to carry. Coins simplified trade. They made it easier to compare the value of different goods. This was the start of more complex economies. During the medieval period, Europe was largely feudal. Lords owned the land. Peasants worked it. The economy was agrarian. Money was rare. Barter was still common, but trade was growing. Markets began to appear. Islamic scholars made significant contributions. They wrote about trade, finance, and market behavior. Al-Ghazali and Ibn Khaldun were notable figures. They discussed concepts like supply and demand. They also emphasized ethical behavior in business. Feudalism began to decline, trade routes expanded, cities grew, guilds emerged. These were associations of craftsmen and merchants. Guilds regulated trade and maintained quality. They played a crucial role in the economic transition from feudalism to early capitalism. The Mercantilist era spanned the 16th to 18th centuries. Nations sought to accumulate wealth. Gold and silver were considered wealth. Mercantilists believed in exporting more than importing. They imposed tariffs and quotas. These protected domestic industries. Key figures included Thomas Mun and Jean-Baptiste Colbert. Mun advised England to focus on a positive balance of trade. Colbert implemented policies in France to boost manufacturing and trade. Colonies played a vital role. They provided raw materials. These were shipped to the mother country. Finished goods were then exported. This system enriched European nations. However, it often exploited colonies. This period laid the groundwork for modern capitalism. The classical era of economics began in the late 18th century. Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations was groundbreaking. He introduced the concept of the invisible hand. This idea suggested self-interest could lead to societal benefits. Smith also advocated for free markets and competition. David Ricardo followed. He developed the theory of comparative advantage. This theory explained why countries should trade. Even if one country was more efficient in producing all goods, trade could benefit both countries. The Industrial Revolution transformed economies. Factories and machines increased production. Urbanization followed. Classical economists studied these changes. They developed theories about labor, capital, and production. Their work laid the foundation for modern economic thought. Section 5. Marxism and Socialism. Karl Marx emerged as a critic of capitalism. His seminal works, The Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, challenged classical economics. Marx argued that capitalism exploited workers. He believed it led to inequality and class struggle. Marx's ideas formed the basis of socialism. He envisioned a classless society where the means of production were communally owned. Friedrich Engels was his close collaborator. Together they critiqued the capitalist system and proposed revolutionary change. Marxism influenced many movements and revolutions. It inspired the Russian Revolution and the formation of the Soviet Union. Despite its controversial history, Marxism remains a significant school of thought. It continues to influence debates on inequality and economic justice. Section 6. The Marginal Revolution and Neoclassical Economics. The late 19th century saw the Marginal Revolution. Economists began to focus on the margin. This concept deals with small changes in economic variables. William Stanley Jevons, Carl Menger, and Leon Walras were pioneers. They developed the theory of marginal utility. This theory explains how individuals make decisions to maximize satisfaction. Neoclassical economics emerged from these ideas. It emphasizes supply and demand. Prices are determined by the interaction of these forces. Alfred Marshall's Principles of Economics was a key text. He introduced concepts like elasticity and consumer surplus. Mathematical models became important. Economists used them to predict behavior. The focus was on efficiency and equilibrium. Neoclassical economics remains dominant today. Section 7. The Keynesian Revolution. The The Great Depression challenged neoclassical economics. Markets had failed, unemployment was high. John Maynard Keynes provided a new perspective. In The General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money, he argued that government intervention was necessary. Keynes advocated for fiscal policy. Governments should increase spending during recessions. This would create jobs and boost demand. His ideas shaped economic policy for decades. The post-World War II era saw unprecedented growth. Keynesian economics was credited for this success. However, the 1970s brought stagflation. High inflation and unemployment coexisted. Critics like Milton Friedman argued against Keynesianism. They advocated for monetarism. This school focuses on controlling the money supply. Despite debates, Keynesian principles remain influential. Section 8. Modern economic theories and schools. The late 20th century saw diverse economic theories. The Chicago School, led by Milton Friedman, emphasized free markets. They opposed government intervention. Monetarism was a key idea. It argued that controlling the money supply could manage the economy. Behavioral economics emerged. It incorporated psychology into economic models. Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky were pioneers. They showed that humans often act irrationally. Their work challenged traditional assumptions. New classical economics also gained traction. Robert Lucas and others focused on rational expectations. They argued that people anticipate government policies. This limits their effectiveness. The diversity of modern theories reflects the complexity of economic phenomena. Section 9. Globalization and the 2008 financial crisis. Globalization transformed the world economy. Trade and investment flowed across borders. Economies became interconnected. This brought growth but also challenges. The 2008 financial crisis highlighted these risks. It began in the United States housing market. It quickly spread globally. Governments and central banks responded. They implemented massive stimulus programs. The crisis led to debates about regulation. Some argued for stricter controls on financial markets. Others believed in the resilience of free markets. The crisis had lasting effects. It increased awareness of economic vulnerabilities. It also spurred new research. Economists studied the causes and responses. The lessons continue to shape policy today. Section 10. Contemporary economic challenges. Today's economies face numerous challenges. Inequality is rising. The gap between rich and poor is widening. This has social and political implications. Economists study the causes and potential solutions. Technological change is another factor. Automation and artificial intelligence are transforming jobs. Some fear job losses, others see opportunities for new industries. The impact of technology on the economy is a key area of research. Climate change poses a significant threat. Economists are exploring sustainable growth. They study the costs and benefits of environmental policies. Addressing these challenges requires innovative thinking. Economic thought continues to evolve as these issues change the landscape. Section 11. The future of economic thought. The history of economics is a story of adaptation. It evolves with society. Early barter systems gave way to complex markets. Each era brought new challenges and ideas. Today, economics is more interdisciplinary. It incorporates insights from psychology, sociology, and environmental science. The field is increasingly data-driven. Economists use big data and advanced analytics. This helps them understand complex phenomena. The future will bring new challenges. Economists will continue to adapt. They will develop theories and policies to address emerging issues. The evolution of economic thought is a testament to human ingenuity. It reflects our ongoing quest to understand and improve the world. If you enjoyed this, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and hitting the notification bell to be the first to be notified whenever we update new lessons.